that we can do now, because we have the draft. We stole it from Owen and Andy. And it's good to have.
Commanded
really.
and conquered.
Yeah.
Right. So who is actually playing for Empire today? That's my first question. We've got Go Black and Yoku. So
yeah.
this is
same team as yesterday.
That's good. Okay.
So
I instantly already feel like Empire is already a lot stronger, because not only are they two stand-ins that we saw workouts yesterday, I feel like if you have a stand-in and one of those is going to draft for you, you're almost a different team.
Yeah, it's pretty weird actually.
Yeah, it's very, you don't even keep your own style, your own identity. No, it's just, God Black, do what you want. And God Black is also one of those drafters that we know after a new patch, he shines. He is the one that actually comes up with new things that work.
I would say he can shine. Go Black's a very hot or cold drafter, where sometimes he really comes up with these creative drafts that take enemies out of their comfort zone, but sometimes he drafts things that just don't make any sense.
When he's right, he warps the whole metagame. Remember that tree meta?
Weaver?
Oh my god, that was...
God.
So to answer Shiva's question earlier, FMAT is not drafting.
Yeah,
so he's hanging out.
He's hanging out. Yeah. And it's pretty hard, but I think he's still quite pickable, quite playable.
Andy and I are in agreement that he's just terrible at mid now.
Yeah, so as a support?
No, as a mid.
But as a support, it's still pretty good, is that what you're saying?
As a support, we see a lot more Edict maxes instead of the traditional lightning.
Look at him run.
I think Queen of Pain is
These things are so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got stunned.
Yeah, but he did get a kill on the tide.
Yeah, you notice how he got stunned and he still killed everybody? Yeah. That's the track for you.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, here's your Tusk and Night
Oh,
Stalker.
this is already such an in-your-face lineup coming out from Monkey Freedom Fighters. I really liked it, and I think that's exactly the style that they should go for to get some wins in.
Are we going to see a treant from Go Black? It's like, hey man, defensive support.
Is it a Treant Weaver?
It could always be the Abaddon. That's one of the supports that he's always going. One of few drafters that is consistently been like, Abaddon's not that bad, guys.
No, nobody else is I wouldn't pick up Tree with Ogre, but it's like amazingly good against both Tusk and Night Stalker, especially if you have something like Queen of Plane. It allows you to just tank the initial burst damage and just kind of live.
So you had talked about the Aphotic Shield from Abaddon. I think that's the reason why we see a lot of Legion Commander nowadays. Press the attack. I'm not sure which side of the debate you stand on. Like, is Aphotic Shield better or is Press the Attack better? Because Press the Attack not only does it debuff everything, it gives you healing as well as
it lets you do more
speed.
damage. Yeah. But it has Aphotic Shield has a slightly shorter cooldown, if I'm not mistaken. Right.
A lot worse of a cast range.
A lot worse of a cast range.
And cast animation as well.
I think Press the Attack is probably a bit better. Yeah. Abaddon also has an additional heal with the Mist Coil, so that kind of makes up for the lack of heal that is there with the Press Your Attack. So if you're just comparing the spells, I think Press the Attack's better, but Abaddon has a wider breadth of support abilities.
Yeah, obviously there are two different roles as well, right? LC is a off laner.
Hey, come on, that 4 LC, it's coming one of these days.
Oh man, I've been trying to make 4 LC work. Just losing MMR to make that work.
Right, so Ogre picked up, I think it opens up so many carry heroes that you wouldn't normally pick, like Slark is...
Like Ancient Lifestealer? Is that
Please no. Well, that only kind of works with Darkseer, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
But, like any carry hero that kind of struggles through the mid game, like the Bloodlust just gives him that extra little oomph to get back in.
Yeah. Alright, so Doom taken out of the pool here.
No air check.
Oh, Disruptor, wow.
Amazing against Queen of Pain.
Yeah, amazing against Queen of Pain, and not only that, it really limits what Team Empire could pick. It makes an anti-mage pick a lot more difficult to work through now. And this team, Monkey Freedom Fighters, if they win the initial skirmish, they could chase down very, very hard. So Team Empire might be forced in a very defensive spot on a drafting standpoint.
It's also amazing with Night Stalker because of the range on your ulti. If you have an Ags, you can always glimpse people. They're not going to fog you.
Well, Disruptor already gives division on the hero.
With Thunderstrike.
Only on the hero now.
Yeah, with Thunderstrike though. Yeah. But I'm talking about like just in general.
Oh, you just walk into somebody and you could,
Yeah, Disruptor's so good when you're playing from ahead, when you get an early advantage, like Lumi said, and these first 2 picks are like perfect for that kind of play style. I love this support.
And in terms of being able to chase down anybody right now, they are so mobile. Not because they have blinks or anything like that. No, they're just fast and they have snowballs and glimpses. You basically can't run. You have to stand and fight. In which case, Wraith King is actually the hero. If you're gonna stand and fight, Wraith King.
Well, the other thing that Disruptor adds to the lineup is it makes Tusk and Night Stalker dive the tower a lot better. So envision this scenario, right? You're like 8 minutes in the game, Tusk and Night Stalker starts to dive under a T1. The normal thing that happens is people TP in. Disruptor says, nope, back you go. So it's a really strong tower diver, even though he's squishy, he doesn't have any stun. but it really forces, for example, now Team Empire has to TP to T2, which makes your reaction much slower, and your response is much weaker.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Wraith King here, but it is a little bit risky. Yesterday we saw the weakness of that hero in the mid game, and looking at this lineup for Monkey Freedom Fighters, they could hit a timing where Wraith King is just sitting there with a Blink Armlet or maybe a Blink Blade Mail. Will still need a lot of space to come online, still isn't level 16, and that's when he just really wants to sit back and farm and avoid fighting, and they could really punish that with these three heroes.
Especially if like they pick an open anti-mage, I think it could be pretty good here. Like you have these three
for
heroes.
Freedom Fighters?
Yeah, for the Freedom Fighters, amazing against Wraith King, Queen of Pain, and you have these space creators that will open up the map a lot for you.
But that will also kind of put them in a position where they try to create space for someone. Don't you think they would want to go for a hero that can go all in with them?
I don't think in this you don't really want to
Gyrocopter? You want a core that can also fight early on, because I think that
do you need it with a Night Stalker and a Tusk? Like presuming both of them are
needed
cores.
maybe a too big of a word, but I think they might want it because I think it might fit their style better.
Yeah, it also comes down to where the Night Stalker goes, right? Because we saw Resolution play in off lane, we see S4 play in mid. We saw yesterday that NIP played as a support. So like, this hero is so versatile. You know, you guys are talking about AM, you're talking about Gyro. I was thinking maybe a core Veno. We saw the other Monkey team did it.
It didn't work out for them though.
No, they won the game.
Really?
Big Daddy on the core Veno. He just like put Plague Works everywhere.
I mean, it worked out yesterday for NIP as well.
That was amazing. Yeah.
So basically, you just like push towers with wards, and if they ever fight into you, it's hard. First of all, because you have Night Stalker and Tusk, and then you have Veno ult and stuff like that. But seems like that's not going to be the case. We're going to see Viper. So this team essentially is just a ton of slows. And
it's going to be tough for Wraith King.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the Viper here. It fits with these heroes for that mid-game fighting, but the Wraith King is just going to be kited around all day. Especially if he gets an Aghanims.
The Sigil as well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough. But at least, I don't know, they're kind of cycle heroes, you know what I mean? Like you have Tusk that rolls in, punches Ice Shards, then he's kind of done for a few seconds. Disruptor ultis, he's kind of done for a while, you know.
Right.
But Wraith King comes back to life, you don't have any of them spells, and he's back in business.
Yeah.
They're also extremely single target focused. They lack severe AoE punishes.
They only have Disruptor.
Yeah. And Disruptor is, it's really hard to land his big AoE combo on 4 heroes, let's say.
Exactly. Unless you have...
Would you go an aggressive duo/tri lane against Empire in this case? Assuming Wraith King is going to be on top lane with the Ogre.
With, say, a Viper and support?
Yeah, Viper, Tusk, Disruptor.
It's really good, especially when they have
Night
Ogre.
Stalker mid, maybe?
Yeah, like Ogre, Wraith King isn't exactly the scariest lane.
Yeah, exactly. They're like very easily zoning up.
Yeah, looking at this, my first thought is it'll be the support Night Stalker, off-lane Tusk with the Viper mid, and then they'll pick some kind of a traditional fighting carry for the safe lane. But we'll see. Like Lumi said, this is super versatile and
Rubik. So this is a questionable pick in my opinion, because Rubik, one of his biggest weakness is heroes that runs at you.
Yep.
Unless you get a Blink Dagger, which I don't think Rubik will have to farm for. All right, Andy's giving me the, what are you talking about, Luke? I don't know what Andy's trying to telegraph with me, but I'm gonna keep saying that I think Rubik has a hard time where people runs at you. Oh, he's saying the lift. Yeah, or something. Yeah, you can lift one guy, but Night Stalker and Tusk, just keeps on running. So you can lift everybody, It's like, so.
No, there is really good spells.
You can always get a Viper Strike, which is great.
And also then in turn kite the Night Stalker around, which is going to be very strong.
I do think it'll be a tough game for the Rubik, though. He could just fall behind early on and not get a Blink Dagger, not find any early farm. And
yeah, to call Andy's where he's donkey ass in lane is what.
Donkey ass.
Yeah.
You can say monkey ass instead.
Oh.
Better.
Yeah.
Well played.
Okay.
All right, Brood.
Do you think this is an off-lane Ogre? I think it could be.
We've seen it yesterday. Resolution actually was the one to play that.
Yeah, I think it could be an off-lane Ogre.
It could be.
And then they pick up another support.
Everybody keeps saying Ogre this and Ogre that. Ogre actually has one of the worst win rates in 6.85.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I think most teams just pick him up expecting a huge lane dominator, but then he just actually doesn't deliver on the win rate. So
that is a pretty scary tri-lane though. If you had Ogre, Wraith King, and Rubik together, you've got a lot of slow. You've got the tapering slow from the Wraith King as well. A lot of burst damage with all the stuns. A lot of kill potential there.
Yeah. So looking at this draft, I think Monkey Freedom Fighter, the most important thing early on is levels. You need Tusk level 6, you need Night Stalker, you want Disruptor to have a very decent level for Glimpse. So I'm expecting some sort of 2-1-2. You don't want to run a tri-lane because unless you pull and jungle a ton, you're going to suffer a ton of level.
If they do 2-1-2 though, Team Empire's offlaner will get a lot. And
Well, it depends. I mean, Disruptor is actually one of the really dangerous support to lane against. If you overstep and there's a level 2 glimpse, you could just die. So I think it really comes down to the
Viper's safe
picks.
lane. Yeah.
Yeah. 10 seconds remaining.
Okay, so they banned Slark.
Ember Spirit. So a fighting carry as Shiver suggested.
So how do they want to lane this? I guess the safe lane Ember is looking to be the most sensical here with the mid Viper.
Yeah, Viper mid does well against Queen of Pain.
Because you never dagger. Because
Well, she's afraid to, right? Like, you dagger, you take more damage, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what does Empire need here to round out this draft?
Silence. Like, they have Rubik for the instant lift for Ember Spirit.
Yeah, they need a tempo controller of some sort. They don't really have a great mech carrier either, which I think could be important this game.
I'm a big fan of Clockwork here
Earthshaker.
against run-at-you heroes.
Earthshaker is very good against Ember Spirit. Yeah.
Legion Commander.
Or
It's a
else
Legion.
Yeah.
Okay.
That instant duel is amazing.
So I'll
against Ember
ask
Spirit.
now, though. Predictions, now that you've seen the draft.
I'm gonna stay Team Empire gonna win. I think the Ogre is gonna bloodlust both Legion Commander and Wraith King. They're gonna tear them apart.
Okay.
Same thing. I actually think Freedom Fighter has a better draft, but I think Empire is a better team.
Saber?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I like the Monkey Freedom Fighters draft better, but they need to execute. They need to get a lot done with these aggressive heroes, and we'll see if they can do it.
I'll be the devil's advocate and go for Monkey Freedom Fighters. We're gonna find out, though. It is time to go into the game. Andy and Owen, take it away.
Thank you very much indeed, Shiva. And here we go. So the first game of the first series of the day kicking off. And, going to be paused straight away. We're going to have a bit of a break. But Andy, let's give it a bit of time to talk about what we're seeing. Well, that was a quick reconnect. Wow, that was fantastic. Let's get this on. So, what are your feelings and thoughts on the draft, Andy?
So I think the draft is maybe a bit more 50-50 than what the panel was saying. I think the Rubik has a lot of opportunities to make things happen this game. Sure, there's always the inherent risk of being very squishy when you have Tusk and a Night Stalker on the other team. That is very, very true. But he also has a pretty solid front line. He's got an Ogre, an LC, a Wraith King to stand in front of him. And oftentimes trying to get past that barrier can be daunting even for the tankiest and fastest of heroes. So I think if Empire have good positioning, which I feel they probably will, they should be able to make some decent fights happen. And I think a lot of this is going to boil down to the laning phase and what Monkey Freedom Fighters can get out of it. Because if that Rubik has a good early game, suddenly he's not so easy to kill. And Aloha Dance, it's one of his most played heroes.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it's right. We've seen on him quite a bit. Oh, shards coming out there from the side of Freedom Fighters, just trying to disrupt Empire's attempt for the room, but they'll still get the top one. Nonetheless, Freedom Fighters opting to look to take the bottom one here. And we'll go the way of Necroman on his Viper. So the mid lane, Viper, going to be going up against, of course, the Queen of Pain. So should be kind of a balanced pack, kind of bit of a passive lane, do you feel, or is there the kill potential for these heroes?
In this 1v1, it's just like, obviously you don't want to skill things like Shadow Strike unless you plan on roaming around and throwing out daggers, because if you dagger a Viper, you're going to be having a bad time. So we could see him do the standard 2 Blink, 3 Scream. Both heroes kind of just sit back and passively farm. The first few waves will depend heavily on a couple of things. If Necroman wants to go for the build that he's opted into now, which is early Nether Toxin, you can kind of out-CS the Queen after maybe 1 or 2 levels. But if he goes for Skin, assuming that Yoku's going to try to harass, then maybe Yoku can pull ahead in CS.
Okay, bottom lane, Resolution, as we just saw, they're getting harassed back heavily by the supports of Freedom Fighters. And top lane as well, Tusk, he's getting a little bit of XP here as the lane has pushed in. Sing Sing looking for his level 2 here on the hero. And still so far nothing kicked off. Bottom lane again.
Lane.
Or mid lane as well, we're getting forced back. Both lanes, in fact, the side of Freedom Fighters really bullying back the teammates of Empire, pushing them out of the lane as much as they can. It is still early days. I mean, as this game does go on and gets later, I mean, is there anyone that's looking for certain timings to make a move here?
Well, because of the fact that right now they're running a support Night Stalker on MFF, I think the timing for that particular hero at 4 minutes, if you're level 3, you still got a pretty good amount of damage. The Void still lasts for 4 seconds. It's 160 damage nuke. The difference is he going to go for a point into Crippling Fear, or is he going to go for a point into Hunter in the Night? Because if you're not level 4 by the first night, which as a support, it's possible that you'd only be level 3. Maybe you're only even level 2, you know, depending on if you get the pulls or not. I think the timing for him is going to be a little bit later than normal. And I think that gives ample time for Empire to get their supports the farm that they need. Is going to see that Invis rune here taken by Resolution here. But yeah, I think that honestly the timing for MFF is going to be sooner, for sure. It's just a matter of how Empire can deal with it.
As lane-wise, still pretty static resolution, just coming in close with the invis. Sentry has been popped down. He's out of range at the moment, just looking to soak up some of the XP from the lane. You've got to be careful if he does come within range of that sentry just to the northeast. It looks like he's going to be okay for this point. Now he might move up. They still don't have vision on him. They've got to wait until he just comes up. He's going to walk nicely around it, in fact, and yeah. Gives himself a bit of XP, so keeping himself in lane, keeping himself in range, and still keeping himself on par with Sing Sing's Tuskers. Level 3 on the Tusk at the moment. Resolution pretty close to it. But so far, 3 minutes in. Everyone playing safely, not making any rash decisions yet.
It's super dangerous for Resolution here in the off lane. It's a very, very high kill potential lane. Even with the point into heal, you get caught out, there's Searing Chains, there's going to be Glimpse. He's actually saving his skill point right now. His middle lane, Yoku, going to be forced to blink back. Taking a little bit of the old harass. But I do feel, in general, the lanes are kind of going how we expect. Mid is pretty much a wash. It's 15 and 6 versus 14 and 5. That is super close. But the Viper has a much harder time rotating around, I feel, and the Queen could very easily turn a lane. Like, maybe Resolution gets a couple more levels. He gets, you know, 3 points into overwhelming odds. They throw Burst onto Paris, and he just flops over, you know. There's not really much you can do about that kind of damage output.
Yeah, it's certainly panning out to be fairly even across the lanes in this early stages of the game. Top lane, we're going to see Tusk. Sing Sing's going to look for Rune here. If it is something nice, he could look to try and make some action happen across the map, but it is going to be spotted out by Aloha Dance coming on the Rubik. It's just going to be the bounty top. And just a regen rune bottom as well. They do get the Searing Chains here onto Resolution. Trying to go in here with Paris and Mad. Getting the damage down with a Flame Card as well. Trying to chase it. They've got the Glimpse. Resolution in a lot of trouble, and he will go down there. First blood, the side of Freedom Fighters. And you've got to be careful. You said it was going to be a nasty lane, and indeed, Disruptor with the Glimpse. And oh, they might just get the courier here as well. Oh, he's got his bottle on. Oh, no. This is not what Empire wanted.
Was he bottle crowing? I think he was.
Yeah, had the bottle on.
That is actually so bad.
And Yapzor, I think he's going to... can they get the kill here? They've got the slows, but Yapzor's pretty damn tanky, and no, Necroman's here. They might not want to stick around with this. Yapzor getting low, but he's going to be able to juke it down. There's the snowball. The pass by stun onto Go Black holds him back. They should be able to find the Ogre kill. The courier just taunting them, as if to say, look, we've still got ours. Yoku now trapped up by the shards. He's got blink in 3 seconds. It's not going to be soon enough. He'll get taken down as well. The third kill on the board for Monkey Freedom Fighters. A courier as well. Oh, those last couple of minutes couldn't have been any worse for Empire.
That was a catastrophe.
Oh no, do they get this as well? Paris, he's got the Glimpse. I think they might just do so. Mad looks for the body blocks here, tries to get the damage down. Still got a bit. Oh, he's got the Searing Chains. Will get purged off here by Resolution, but he's still going in. Resolution trying to turn out, looking for the lifesteal procs. Gonna get kind of lucky here, and now with the TP, they might be able to change it, but Resolution, look how aggressive he's going. There's the Mango, and there's the nuke, and they'll get the kill on Paris. The emergency Mango there from Resolution paying off, ensuring that they find that return kill, so Empire do get themselves on the board now.
I want to say the animation change from press the attack actually helped him live there. Or I guess the cast point reduction is what it was. So they made it a faster cast, basically, and managed to get him out. They're going to see a snowball here top lane. Aloha Dance.
Oh, trying to hold him back here.
See you later.
Lumi talked about the heroes getting in the face of the Rubik. And you said he's got the lift, but as Lumi said, you can't lift two. They'll get one kill, and that will be it.
And when you're isolated, it doesn't matter what support you are, you're going to get run at like that.
It's true.
It's just one of those situations where, again, it's 4 seconds of slow from just putting a void onto somebody. So if Silence not there to back you up at the start to prevent damage from coming in, you're probably just dead no matter what. So obviously, very good start here from Monkey Freedom Fighters, without a doubt. They still have that courier dead for another minute or so, which means that Yoku is not going to be able to even send himself boots. And he did manage to hit level 6 with that gank in the bottom lane, but Necroman is still having a grand old time here. He's pulled a little bit ahead, but not as much as you would expect. He's only 3 CS lead right now over Yoku in mid.
Yeah, Yoku's been doing pretty well, you know, regardless of the kind of circumstances that they put him in. From the one lane, Mad still getting a bit of free farm here. Not a lot that the Legion can do to stop him. And oh, Gold Black, he's walked into Beaver Knight and Yapzor, and they're not happy. They're going to go for the kill here. It'll be an easy one. And another kill under the belt there for Yapzor.
Now that's kind of what we were saying, right? It's like if the Night Stalker and the Tusk find you, doesn't matter if you're Ogre or Rubik, you're gonna die. It's just way, way too hard to walk away from them, and Yapzor and Yoku are just gonna Oh God, he just blinked into him.
That is not the blink you wanted.
He didn't see him.
Did he walk past him?
There's that one tree was actually blocking vision, so when they walked by each other, they didn't see him.
Oh boy. Oh, they got a glimpse here. Yes, they have. This man is in a lot of trouble. He's trying to do what he can with the turn, but it's not going to happen. Double kill for Yapzor. Ogre's turned up to the lane, going for Mad, but he's got the flame guard up, and they might just kill Goblack. They will. Voice drop, and they'll chase him down. There's even the party ring to make sure there's no escape for this Ogre. Another kill. Sing Sing rolling up. It's a little bit late. It might not matter. They might go for more. Earn on the Night Stalk. He's healing up. Yoku's turned into the fight. Has got the Sonic Wave available. So Freedom Fighters do have to be a little bit careful here with this quap. But it is just... Oh, Yapsor's coming in from the back. Oh, just gets the Void down. Yoku has to blink back. But at this point of the game, you said that Freedom Fighters would be the ones to kind of just provoke the action and kick it off. And 8 minutes in, 8-1. This couldn't be going any better for them.
I knew their timing was going to be soon. I just didn't know it was going to be at less than 10 minutes where they were going to be running rampant all over the map. So, as you already mentioned, fantastic start coming out from them. Thankfully for Empire, the Courier is finally alive again, which is going to be great. So poor Yoku can finally buy some boots. I still can't believe how unlucky that was, not seeing Yapzor when they walked by the trees.
Oh, bottom lane here with the invis from the Rubik. They do catch out Sing Sing.
Nice.
And we'll get the kill there. So nice invis rune that the Rubik had. There's a TP reaction. Oh, they managed to get the vision for the glimpse here onto Aloha Dance. Viper Strike as well. Go Black is there, but there's nothing he can do to save the Rubik. Now Silent. He's level 8. Has the point in reincarnate, so they won't be able to catch him as well. But yet again, another kill at Freedom Fighters. They did lose Sing Sing though for that one.
Well, I think trading at this point is better than nothing for Empire. When you're already behind in the early game, like it's only a couple of kills, mind you, and I guess they killed 2 towers, so maybe it's not just a couple of kills at this point. MFF taking a pretty decent chunk out of Empire, just under the 10-minute mark here in game number 1. But still keep in mind, we have Silent. He's going for the armlet build, so he knows that he needs the most cost-effective way of fighting. And I really like this itemization because, again, if his team is just not really able to do anything without that front line tanky hero that they need, then he can't really afford to go anything else. Like, he needs this, or he needs like a blade mail or something to get himself out in the front line and able to deal damage. So I like the fact that he's not going for anything too greedy. Queen, like Yoku, he's died twice, but he's still farming pretty well. He's still maintaining like a 5 CS difference between him and the Viper. And that's with him dying at top rune. So we're going to see a smoke here. Maybe they can catch Yapzor.
They'd certainly like to catch someone here. Resolution does have that jewel online. Would love to get a tasty bit of +10. Aloha Dance looking to try and lead in onto someone with the telekinesis. Mad would be a nice target, but he's going to be a bit harder. Has got the Remnant out. They've got to chain lock him down. Oh, straight away, Mad with the reactions. This right back, but now, oh, he's stuck in the forest. They don't really want to go that deep, though. TPs are coming out, and now it's nighttime. Yapzor, oh, with a glimpse on Aloha Dance. He's been left behind, all alone in the Ring of Doom. Punch to the face, Sing Sing, giving him a slap. That's 10 for 2. That another kill here for Freedom Fighters, and unfortunately for Empire, they looked for the action. It wasn't the kind of action that they were hoping for.
I really like the synergy between the Night Stalker and the Disruptor, because a lot of the time, if you don't have another hero on your team that grants vision, you're not able to utilize those glimpses unless you actually have good ward vision. Now, clearly, MFF had a lane ward anyway, so maybe he would have walked back into sight eventually, but because of Night Stalker's vision during nighttime, it always means that maybe a team who's not expecting a glimpse will in mid.
He's walked into this. There's a static storm there. It doesn't matter if you got a haste rune, son, you're not getting out of this one. Yoku gets dropped by the side of Freedom Fighters. He hasn't quite got the mana here for glimpse. Oh, the bottle charge from Necromant. Oh, no.
He put a ward down,
The ward! Beautiful placement, and Freedom Fighters will take yet another kill. These guys they've certainly had their Weetabix this morning.
It's like a well-oiled machine right now. Ever since the very first rotation of killing the Courier, Yapzor, for me, got to give him a shout-out. He was every single place he needed to be. Goes, kills the Courier mid, kills the mid player, kills the offlane player, kills the...
Aloha Dance?
Everyone.
He needs to be careful if that Viper Strike landed. He's going to be all right, though.
He's trying to get 6. He's very, very close right now, only around 58 experience away.
Tom TP's coming up top, Sing Sing. He's going to join forces here with the Necroman Viper. And oh, Yoku's trying to go on this. Will blink himself back, and that's going to force a reaction from Disruptor. Now joining the forces on the top lane. And MFF, going from their kind of success rate of the last few fights, they're going to be very happy looking for more fights. Yapzor's coming up as well. They want to make a go on top lane. They want to make something happen here. Yoku's actually left on his own. Everyone else is TP'd away here. He should be fine if he can get the blink out. He's hiding in the tree lines. And he's got the blink again, so he should be able to just stick around the trees. He'll be fine. It'll be a bit of a different story for the tower. Oh,
got him.
They have indeed got him. They can't see him, though. It hasn't got the vision there with that crop, of course. And Yoku will just continue to blink around. Yapzor's going to go bot. This is where they might look for a fight instead. Silent has got that armlet finished. Applying some pressure to the tower here with a low hard dance, and there's Mad going straight forward here with the Remnants, trying to look for low hard dance with the telekinesis, buying some time. Stolen the Remnants here, trying to use to get out, and he might just do it. Low hard dance with the plays, Remnantsing away, and is actually going to live on 3 HP. I mean,
stay in the trees. Oh my god,
the
Yapzor.
Jukes.
Oh my god, he's actually going to. No. The low hard dance. He's fine. He's fine.
He's going to live. Oh man, I mean.
He was so close to finding him. I'm pretty sure his pathing even got messed up by Aloha Dance standing there, and he still didn't continue going down. Because sometimes when you click in fog, even though you can't see the person, it still pretends like they're there, so your pathing is blocked, which means you turn around. But I thought he noticed that, and maybe he just clicked the other way, didn't think anything of it, so lucky for Aloha Dance, he's going to manage to live here.
On top lane, Sing Sing wants to go into the party. There's going to be a glimpse back onto Yoku into the Static Storm. Yoku to be dropped, punch to the face. He's looking for a dual here resolution, but the Shard's coming out, disrupting it. Now Necroman turning up. It's going to be a winner chicken dinner for Paris. They'll find Goblak as well. 3 heroes taking down the top lane and continuing to dominate this match. 14 minutes in, 15 for 2 now for Freedom Fighters.
So I guess for my own skepticism, at the beginning of this match, when I said that I wasn't sure if Monkey Freedom Fighters were going to be able to bring it against Empire, I was a little bit off in my prediction.
Yeah, bringing their A-game today. Yapzor, he wants to find Silence. Silence going to throw a blast to his face, but Mad's coming in. He hasn't got any points in Slight. He doesn't need it to close the gap, though. Silent still gets Searing changed up. Beaver Knight's there as well, looking for the final punch. Isn't going to get it. Reincarnate is available. They should be there, able to kill him a second time. Running flare.
Can they turn this, though?
Oh, Yoku is around. Yeah, he does have Sonic Wave. Yeah, Silent's going to be fine.
That was such good awareness from MFF.
They just pull out straight away.
They did not have any vision at all. Like, all the warding right now is pretty much from the side of Empire and MFF's Woods, so they just had that sick spider sense and just decided, you know what, this is probably not a good idea. And rightfully so.
He's looking straight for it. Heading in, heading out.
Tower has been denied.
But yeah, the decision making from Freedom Fighters has been on point so far this game.
It does not seem like the team I've been seeing recently. But Empire.
Necroman, he's going to be the focus here. He's got he's got maxed out corrosive at this point, and he's incredibly tanky. Can they even win the duel? Oh, okay. Yoku, he's not hanging around for that one. Finishes him off there with a Sonic Wave to secure the win.
I think that's actually a bit unfortunate that Yoku had to expend that, because he wanted to obviously give him damage. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten the win. So having to use that ulti in the first place just means that the duel coming out from Resolution was just a little bit too fast. Still good, though, that he has Blink Dagger. 15 minutes in, not the slowest Blink Dagger in the world, but obviously he'd like to be having a better game than right now up until this point. And thankfully for Empire, Silent's still the guy who's going to be keeping him in it. He's got Blink, he's got Armlet right now. 600 gold to his name. He's 1-0. He's got the highest CS by a pretty decent margin. So he's the guy you're going to be looking to say, all right, we need some damage output, you know. We need a frontline hero for this mid game, because MFF are probably not going to let up on the pressure, and rightfully so. They're in a very strong position here with a 12 kill lead at just 15 minutes in.
They really are. I mean, one thing that we're going to mention the other day, well, I say the other day, yesterday, when Empire played, they didn't have the best laning stage, but they did win the game.
Yes.
Now, this is maybe beyond not having the best laning stage. It's pretty diabolical at the moment.
It's
but
rough.
They have shown us pretty impressive comebacks before.
Yeah, but I think it's also something to do with hero composition. For instance, yesterday, they had a Doom on their team.
Yeah.
And Doom doesn't really need to win the laning phase. That's kind of the strength of the hero, right? Is, okay, I can lose my lane, but I still have my ultimate, and my ultimate just makes you useless. So whatever. But in this game, they have Wraith King. He's very item dependent, and as I already said, it was pretty much the only lane that they had that didn't get owned. I mean, yeah, they killed Aloha Dance, I think, once or twice during the laning phase, but they didn't really disrupt what Silent was doing too much. He was still able to get the majority of his farm. His item progression has been solid up until this point, so if he can maintain that, I think that they actually still do have some chance, because heroes like Viper, even Tusk to a degree kind of fall off a little bit. It's all about that Ember Spirit and what he can transition into in the later stages. Like, is Mad getting enough farm? Is his team creating enough space for him? Right now, definitely that is the case. But still some Dota to be played here in Game 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Empire certainly won't be giving up anytime soon. They're going to still give it their all. And as you said, there are still some silver linings here in the game for Empire. So we'll see if they're able to make the most of it. And of course, we do just apologize here for this quick pause. We do have some connection issues for one of the players.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to get the show back on the road pretty shortly. Hope you guys are enjoying the game so far. Of course, we've got a lot of action here today on DreamLeague. This all the series, of course, in league play being 2-game series. This being the first between MFF and Empire, and we're also going to be having NIP versus Alliance later on today. So I don't think there's going to be any lack of exciting Dota here on this channel.
I mean, it seems like this patch, even more so than 6.84, everybody just wants to run at each other. You know, you buff the offlane hero like Night Stalker, you give him some health regen, you give Ogre some more armor, and then all of a sudden you got 20 kills in a 20-minute game.
It's an exciting patch so far, which I kind of feel is kind of something we see at the beginning of a lot of patches. You know, when a lot of teams are trying things.
What?
Oh, do you not hear?
No.
Oh, he doesn't hear the voices in my head.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go.
Ha! I did it.
We are not. We are promoting a different drink, Monster. Go out and buy a can.
Well, they couldn't see the label, right? It was off to the side. We're fine.
But anyway, we've still got a pause. We're even cutting the music here, as we are still just chilling. Andy, tell the lovely people at home what exactly is going to be happening next in Monkey Freedom Fighters versus Empire.
I was going to say, you almost said 4 clovers.
I almost said 4 clovers.
That's all right, dude.
I almost said.
It's okay.
I was used to. Well, yesterday we had four clover games. You know, kind of.
That's true.
4 clovers on the brain, but no, Empire. Empire is who we've got here against Freedom Fighters.
So my assumption, at least for this particular game, is we're going to be seeing more non-stop aggression coming out from MFF. It's very important to know that these heroes, they're very mid-game centric. So you hit that timing after your laning phase, and I mean, the laning phase this game was pretty darn short. It was less than 8 minutes before YapzOr just decided, you know what? I'm just going to be mid. I'm going to be top. I'm going to go bottom. I'm going to go back top and be mid. It's whatever. Lanes don't matter to me. I have transcended normal Dota. I'm just going to be everywhere.
Yeah, the YapzOr NS has been... I kind of feel that's been the trend as well. The Night Stalkers that we've seen being played, I think it was Empire, picked it up yesterday, and it's been played really well.
Resolution played it, yeah. And it was a very good game.
There's a lot of very good Night Stalker men out there. And looks like we have got a reconnect now from YapzOr, so we should be able to get you guys back into the game right now. We're not paused yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. We can even show you the status down the side.
By the way, it has some weird
look at this
bug.
production value.
Look at this.
Fantastic.
Got like some weird light stuff that happens over here.
Oh, did you not watch the screen after last night, Andy?
It's light.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, unless I'm some kind of holy entity, I'm pretty sure that's not what's, you know, that's not the issue. But no, I think it's a bug when you see that little pop-up when somebody's talking in game.
Yeah.
Then it's some weird lighting issue on the screen. It's weird. Either way, looks like both teams are going to be ready here in just a second. We'll be able to get the game going.
We're just checking that out with our resident admins, of course. And here we go. The G's are called. So, less of this camera shot and more of the game. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that timing.
Well
Scriff is absolutely on point today if he's the one in charge of this.
I don't think he is.
No, he's not. This Scriff would have taken a good 10 seconds for that to change. Bottom lane, going in on Mad him. Oh, zippity-doo-dah. Zip, zap. Storm Spirit inside the inner workings here of this man. Mad heads back, and he's got the boosted travel finish, so we're going to see that early bots being picked up by the Ember. Obviously working very nicely with the Remnant, getting himself in and out of the lane, keeping the regen up. And, Sing Sing. Having a bit of fun with his balls in the mid lane. It's not going to do anything more than that, though. Resolution will be able to get himself back. And Resolution has the blink and is starting towards his blade mail. Tusk. 1400 gold on him, and we are going to have another pause, unfortunately. And TS issues.
Don't you use Discord now? Is that
Dude,
what you said?
I don't. No.
Okay.
I'm still a TS man.
Who was it who said they were using Discord? I don't know. There was
someone trying to sell out.
I mean, yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I don't know. I haven't used it myself. I still use it.
Are they paying you as well, Andy?
I mean, they should be. I just gave him a free plug.
Personally, I like to use Monster's voice communication service, which give everyone a cam, put a bit of string between the two of them. Works an absolute treat.
I mean, it's probably better than some of the stuff I've used in the past, if I'm being honest.
Certainly better than Sky, I'll tell you that. Bottom lane, smoked up, Empire. We're going to look for the initiation resolution. Perfect duel. And oh, the static storm, though. They should be able to turn this. They've got the glimpse as well. Out you go, son. They won't win the duel. They won't get the kill. Mad Remnant's out. Void to the face there of resolution. And it will be Monkey Freedom Fighters winning this one. And they get anything more? No, Void. Unfortunately, not available in time, yeah.
Aloha Dance, balls of steel, teleporting out like that. Like, he was less than a second off on his timing.
Perfectly calculated, of course. He knew.
I mean, he had to go for it. Yeah. Because the thing is, if he doesn't TP there, he's dead 100% of the time. He might have thought to himself, okay, maybe Void's up, but if it's not, I live. And that's obviously the better play in general. Like, even if he got Voided and died TPing, it's still better to try to TP.
Well, still, 16 for 3. The combination, really, of the... I feel it's just that kind of the fact that they've got a Tusk and a Night Stalker, just this action that they can kick off around the map. And Empire at the moment just don't seem to be ready for it.
And controlling the pace of the game is something that I think specific players are very good at doing, right? Like, they have very good map awareness. Like, we talked about Sing during the draft analysis when the couch was talking about it, and how his awareness of the game and how things go down for him is very clear. So when you give him a type of hero like that, then yeah, he's going to be able to shine. And I think that Yapzor is also another one of those players who just functions off of his map awareness and understanding of rotations and knowing what he can kill and what he can't. And that's been showing a lot here top.
Oh, these crits! Oh, Sing was not prepared for that amount of hate. Lovely bit of work there from the boys on Empire on the top lane.
Yeah, Blink Dagger with that arm light. He's actually going back for Maelstrom now. Interesting that he's decided to completely skip on the Blade Mail. I guess if you're MFF, you're probably not going to be focusing him too much. And heroes like Ember and Tusk, it's not too hard for them to get to the back line if they really want to. You can just throw a Spirit behind them, or you can just, you know, use Snowball. So maybe they're just thinking he's not going to be able to do that.
They want to find Matt. They did try the duel before. Will they be able to succeed this time? Do they have the deeps?
Can they get a crit?
Oh, no!
Wow.
They can't finish him off, and now it's Empire that need to get the hell out of there, potentially. Resolution will get taken down. Aloha does lose his life. Now Sing rolling up to the fight. The shards coming out. Will block off Goldblack for the time being, trying to waltz himself around them. Won't work out. He'll lose his life as well, and again, they want to kill Mad, but they just can't do it, even with the full 5-man there.
Just one crit, and he would have died. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if Silent was on Edgy Treads the whole time, but he's been on Edgy Treads for a long time, and I don't know if that's intentional or what.
Oh, Silent. All right, he's going to be fine. They don't want to go on him. A little bit aware of the fact that Empire are all coming back to life now. And the tier 2 TP reactions could be there. Yapzor worth noting. He's only about 800 gold away from his Aghanims now, the Night Stalker.
That's insane. It's only 19 minutes in. It actually feels like this game has not been 19 minutes. Maybe it's because of how many times we've seen MFF roaming around and finding kills, but every time we look at the screen, something's happening, and Empire looking like they want to try to jump here. There is no Static Storm for the moment, but it is a pretty short cooldown given how strong the ultimate is.
Yeah, I mean, this is the issue now. They've tried to jump on Mad each time. They might even think about just trying to get a dual win onto someone else at this point, anyone that they can catch. But Mad is going to be the front liner. He's going to feel a lot more confident after the fact that he's managed to get out of those last 2 altercations. As the Searing Chains onto Goldblack. Silence going to get glimpsed back here. They can't quite finish up Paris, but now with the telekinesis and the lower darts, they will find the kill. They get Disruptor here. Will they get themselves anything more? Silent waltzing forward here. With Resolution as well.
They have 2 blinks.
If they want to jump on someone, yeah, they're going to go forward. Silent getting the vision. Going to choose to Fire Blast the... oh, Sing. That's a duel. That's the kind of duels you want to be entering yourself into. And they will manage to get themselves an extra +10 onto the Legion.
And good stuff coming out right now from Empire, getting themselves a handful of kills. I mean, they're not killing the highest priority targets, but they're getting something, which is more than we could say for the last couple of minutes. And it's even bigger for them, I feel, because everyone from MFF was in the area. So it's not like they're getting split pushed and only picking 2 heroes and then having to go back to defend a tower. It's okay, we're gonna go back to effectively farming. There's nothing that MFF have done that make us have to react to them. It was just kind of a 5 versus 5 potential altercation that turned out in our favor. So those kinds of fights, Empire are gonna take every day of the week.
And Empire maybe looking to take more here, coming into the Radiant jungle. That's coming around. It's going to be, in fact, Disruptor that's heading up the hill as well, Paris. They're making a beeline here for the bottom lane. They want to try and get mad. They'll get the glimpse onto Goblack, trying to pull him apart from the team, and they're going to trap him up here as well in the kinetic field. So they'll look to try and dispatch the Ogre first. He's pretty damn tanky, not tanky enough to withstand the amount of damage coming out here from the side of MFF. And off the back of that, Empire say, well, this one's over. We're not sticking around here in enemy territory no longer. And they'll back themselves off there after losing the Ogre.
I want to say Goblack might have actually been able to TP away from that, because Glimpse had been used already. So if he maybe TPs, I'm not saying he definitely would have lived. I'm saying it was a possibility. Very similar to what Aloha Dance did with his TP in the side shop earlier. There was a chance. And when there's a chance, I think you always try to go for it.
Yeah, certainly. And it's at this point, really, you look at Mad, and he's closing in on that Battle Fury. His first major item pickup. And there's a lot on this Wraith King, I feel. It is the Wraith King, top of the net worth. And it is up to him to hit those crits. We saw him kind of miss out on the top lane Silent when he went for the fight onto Mad. But hopefully, if he's lucky with the RNG, and of course got that Maelstrom, there's a lot of attention being drawn his way as well. 4 heroes on the bottom lane for the side of Freedom Fighters. They may just look to start to try a push. I mean, at this point, though, they've got to be careful, though, because Empire's turnaround potential, if Freedom Fighters overextend on these tier 2 pushes, is pretty damn good.
No kidding, man. That Wraith King is no joke right now. He hits very hard. He's got Bloodlust on top of that. The Armlet Maelstrom finished. Another 1,400 gold to his name. And, of course, that level 2 Reincarnate. But MFF not going to be deterred by any of that. They just want to try to push in these towers. Right now, Empire are not in a really great position to be able to counter push that well, because the tier 2s are alive, but they still have some distance to close before they're there. And Yapzor with his Aghanims, he's just scouting out mid. He wants this kill.
Yeah, straight in onto Goblack here. Not a lot that the Ogre can do. Sing Sing's there to join the fun. Unstoppable here for Nightstalker. Bottom lane. May open them up for some more aggression here. They will bring back Silent. Silent will be able to waltz out of the kinetic field here. Pops the armlet, tries to turn here, get a few hits onto Mad. They'll be able to pop the ult here off Wraith King. At the same time, in the mid lane, Resolution's been found out. He's going to live with the TP. Isn't going to work. Snowball to the face. He will fall. They'll get the Legion, and still on the bottom lane, the fight continues. They've dropped Wraith King here for the second time post-ult. Oh no, Yoki blinks away, but gets glimpsed back straight away. Should be fine. He's fine. Still manages to walk it off. Shame that saying can't be said for the rest of the side of Empire. 3 heroes getting taken down. Goblack now back on the pitch, but they're missing the Legion and the Wraith King, and still Freedom Fighters remaining ahead in this game.
Now, they might not be able to go high ground, but they can certainly try to do Roshan if they want. They have that mech up on Necroman, so they have more than enough tankiness with that Sigil, I think, to be able to take this down. They need to be very aware, though, that this is going to take a little while. Not the best Roshan team in terms of kill speed. Empire might have to expend a buyback, though, if they really want to contest. I think Silent might be resurrecting a little bit too slow to get to it. And Yapzor just popping his ult for safety, making sure that he can see everything that's going on. Of course, he does have that Aghanims and a gem on top of that. And yeah, I think MFF are probably just going to be able to get their hands on this for free. I find it very odd that Silent kind of stuck around bottom when he saw that Goblack had gotten killed mid, but he knew that Sakshka was there, because when they were attacking the tier 2, he consciously backed, you know? He said, okay, I know there's a lot here. He sees Goblack die. Maybe he assumes that more people were mid than they actually showed, and that's why he got picked off like that. But normally, when you see stuff like that, the person just goes back to base and they don't go for anything, you know? They just wait it out. But yeah, those kills, not great for Empire.
No, not at all. Still Yoku trying to keep himself in this one. Has the point booster now on top of the Yules. He's trying to work, of course, towards that Aghanims, and they're grouping up here, ready for some action, and they have found Yapzor here, and Yapzor all alone.
That's a gem.
Oh, only just winning the duel. I was kind of waiting on that. I was like, is he going to be able to get the damage down? They did. They do get the kill, of course, and yeah, as you said, the gem pickup, very nice there for the side of Empire.
Oh man, having a gem when you're behind is actually so nice, especially when you take it away from the other team, because normally what happens, and the way that MFF have been playing, they're going to want to try to play aggressive. They want to take control of your jungle. The best way to do that is to have aggressive warding and make sure that you can see the enemy team leaving the base. But if you have your own gem, and better yet, one taken from the enemy team, they can't de-ward you as effectively, and you can get every single one of their wards. And sometimes you can even pop a smoke just to go on a warding mission, or, you know, de-ward and maybe look for a gank on top of that. But they're going to head into the Roshan pit here, see that things are maybe not exactly what they wanted them to be, as MFF did manage to secure it. Who did they put it on? That is the question. I think they must have put it on Ember? Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment Mad's holding it. And talking about Mad, he's got the money there if he wants to finish off his Crystallis, now on top of the Battle Fury. So the damage output in these team fights that the Empire have been looking for, it's going to be pretty good in return from Mad on his Ember with the slice. Still 23 for 7, Necroman with the Axe. Now picked up a Blade of Alacrity, so I guess he's just going to be looking for a Manta here.
It could be. I mean, at this stage in the game, going for Manta style is nice because you can disjoint a couple of things. Yoku needs to be careful here.
Lower Dance has turned up it. Use the telekinesis now. The return Viper strike onto Necroman. Blink forward here from Resolution, looking for the duel. Necroman incredibly tanky, not tanky enough though, and they will be able to get the kill. Oh, did he not?
No, he didn't get the damage.
That must have just been on the tip. Glimpse back here onto Lower Dance into the Static Storm. The rest of Freedom Fighters have turned up. They're looking for the Rubik. They will be able to find a Lower Dance. It's a successful TP out there from the Legion.
That gem trade. That was so sick. He dropped his TP and took the gem away from Goblak because he knew he was going to die. And Yoku's going to make his way back to the base with a gem. That was very nice from Empire.
The little things that are keeping them in this game.
Dude, that's actually so big. Like, losing the gem for no reason. Obviously, we just talked about why it's so nice to have it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And Empire still holding on, 28 minutes, but it's 25 for 8 at the moment. Freedom Fighters still going to be feeling in the comfortable position, but there is definitely this potential for the Wraith King to just go ham in these fights if they're able to catch Freedom Fighters off guard.
He gets a couple of crits.
Yeah.
No matter what hero you are in MFF, you're probably going to die. Like, that kind of damage, especially with the build that he's going, like, he's got a ton of attack speed right now. So if he gets a chain, a crits on you, it is going to be extremely painful. I wonder if he just goes for a Basher at this point, or if he feels he needs BKB. Because I think with this kind of build, the attack speed, you get a Basher or Abyssal Blade, you're getting a high damage item with already high attack speed and an inherent crit chance. So it scales very well in terms of your physical DPS, or if he feels he needs that BKB to just have control of his hero, because let's be honest, playing against Viper Strike, Tusk, Sigil on top of that, and then getting glimpsed around and Searing Chain is not too fun as a Wraith King.
Oh, bit of a wraparound here from Freedom Fighters. Coming out from the darkness of Empire's own jungle. Slider Fist to lead in, and here's the snowball crawl straight across the pitch. We'll find a low hard dance now, looking for Goldblack as well. Caught between 4 of them. And he will almost certainly go down here. Yapzon Paris finishing him off. Mad trying to move forward, trying to look for more. Silent will be able to get himself up to the high ground. So it is a clean 2-hero pick-off here. The side of MFF. They may even look for a push-up. No, it looks like they want to try and get the tier 2s off the map first before looking to go to the high ground and looking to get the momentum going on this top lane.
Their team isn't so great at going tier 3s. That's maybe one of their biggest weaknesses. They're very good at controlling the map, and they're very good at small skirmishes and even 5 versus 5, but their ability to break high ground is lacking. The only person that they have that really deals damage to buildings is Necroman, because he's kind of their only range. And sure, putting, Mad up in the front to hit the tower, he maybe does more damage than Necroman, but he also puts himself in harm's way against 2 Blink Initiators, You get dueled right outside the enemy base, unless you get glimpsed back far enough to break the duel, which I don't know if... You probably could do it, but you'd have to come from very, very far away. Yeah, even that kind of thing probably won't help you too much, so... They will get the tier 2 in the safe lane. No contention whatsoever coming out from Empire. They're just looking to try to secure whatever farm they can. Maybe Resolution looking for a duel if he finds a weak hero who teleports bottom. Yoku's also in the area, just in case.
I mean, it still feels that Empire obviously had the confidence to come out across the map, and this is kind of exactly what they need to do to catch Freedom Fighters off guard. See 2 of them hanging around the pit at the moment. And look, Yabzor trying to look to lead in on the bottom of the TP out, so they can get a cancel. Yes, they can. Resolution is caught out with a void, and that will be a kill here against the Legion. Unfortunately for himself, not able to get away from Yapzor, and his all-seeing eye there with the Aghanims.
I want to say he actually teleported to the same area as somebody else. And
it was quite slow, it seemed, didn't it? Yeah.
I think he might have clicked in the same spot as Yoku did, so that's going to end up costing him his life. Unfortunate. Sometimes when you're trying to run away, you think in the back of your mind, I should try to be as efficient as I can with my TP. So you don't TP to the well, you TP to a place where you may be closer to farm. And then somebody else already did that, so now you're just like, oh, well, my TP takes too long and I'm dead. So unfortunate right there for Resolution. So 28-8, still favoring MFF. I gotta hand it to Empire though. They're being very resilient. They're not just like letting the game end They're behind 3 towers, a pretty good amount of kills. Gobbleack is probably going to be dying here too.
Oh, Viva Knight, Mr. Sing Song with the double damage. He's trying to go for it, but Gobbleack with a multicast. Yapzor's turned up, and that'll be another kill here as they take down Ogre. Nothing that Empire can do in reaction. But I think, yeah, as we keep saying, the kills, it looks a lot worse than it actually is. In terms of net worth, in fact, let's have a look at the graphs. What's the overall difference between the two teams? Okay, that's still kind of painful.
It's rough.
But it's not,
yeah.
It's rough, but it's not awful.
I've seen worse.
Exactly.
I've definitely seen worse, so. Just depends all about Silent. This guy is the game right here. Is he going to be able to get in? How much damage can he do?
It is down to this man, yeah.
I mean, Resolution's duel is also very important because if he gets a duel off on Mad, or if he gets a duel off on maybe, you know, the Disruptor or the Viper, then you can blow those heroes up. That's not the problem. The problem is if MFF get a start on their own terms and they take a team fight and you lose like 1 or 2 heroes because of a really well-placed Static Storm and Kinetic Field, that fight is over for Empire. They no longer can continue that.
Yeah. Oh, I think it might be over for Silent here as well. Brought back. He's incredibly tanky, trying to do what he can to soak up all the damage. He's going to be there for round 2. Can they kill him again? They're certainly going to give it their best shot, and it looks like Freedom Fighters will be able to find the Wraith King here for the second time and do bring Silent off the map. Off the back of that, all tier 2s already off the map here for the side of Empire. So Freedom Fighters might just try and look to push this up to the high ground and at the least force out a buyback here from Wraith King.
He'll have to buy back if they want to continue to defend this. Oh, Lincoln's now popped here. That's actually kind of nice that they managed to see Mad and see the Lincolns pop before a fight actually broke out. Because say Resolution blinks in without clicking on him and doesn't realize that he has a Lincolns and then waste duel or something like that, or you blink in and you try to, you know, Wraithfire blast him and he has Lincolns and then you just get Searing Chains and die. Stuff like that happens sometimes in games where you're not being maybe as diligent as you should be about clicking on heroes, but just seeing that little bit of information is helpful for Empire.
Oh, there we go. Nighttime is called out. Searing Change, lovely onto 2. A low hard dance will fall. They'll look for the snowball in onto Goldblack as well. He gets glimpsed in into the Ring of Doom. Double kill for Sing Sing. And now they're going to look for the base here. Fortification will come out from the side of Empire, buying them some time. But is it enough? We are going to see the Wraith King back out in a few seconds. Trying to force them back here, Resolution, but the side of MFF are just not scared of this Legion at all at this point. And now they'll get to work on the racks. Blink forward though from Silent. Ray Fire Blast here onto Necroman. Mad doing what he can with a Sleight of Fist. Resolution look for the duel. I think he did use it there on the Lincolns. And now it's going to be the side of Empire once again crumbling. There will be a buyback here on the Queen of Pain. Silent, he has got Reincarnate. Will be there for round 2. It's Yoku with a lovely Sonic Wave onto 4. But what does it matter at this point? Mad still alive. Remnants away. Now he's going to start to be on the retreat now. And in fact, okay, this is looking really nice for Empire. The buyback's worked out. They've found 2. They're going to find 3. And Empire forming some sort of a defense and saying, this game's not over yet.
The funny part about that fight is they only got 163 gold because they had the buyback on 2 cores there. And Silent actually died in the beginning of the fight.
They can get Yapzor as well, though. They've got a duel in 4 seconds.
Yeah, maybe they can get him.
The body block is beautiful.
That was
here.
Nice.
Very nicely done. They'll get him low. And now with the stolen Viper Strike, Sonic Wave as well.
The gem?
And they get the gem.
Yeah. Is that the same gem as before?
I think it is still Yapzor's.
Yeah, I think it was still his. Okay, so
this is big for Empire.
That 1 kill made a huge difference. Yeah. I mean, Yapzor was worth a ton. 1,000 gold to the team, 2,100 experience just for the 1 hero. And again, it just goes to show that Empire have the damage. It's just about how the fights are actually hitting off, you know? Because how many fights have we seen this game where Empire actually gets the jump? Usually when Resolution gets a duel, they win. But when they get glimpsed back into a Static Storm and a Kinetic Field, they lose. So it's all about the initiation, you know, who gets the better one. And because of the timing of this, Empire on point, realizing that Roshan's going to be alive. It's going to be an Aegis here. See who they gave it to. Looks like it's going to be Yoku. And can Silent actually finish another item before the next fight breaks out? Because he did pick up a Javelin. I'm not sure if that leads to MKB. I'm not sure if that leads to Basher.
He's got the Demon Edge on the
he has a Demon Edge. Okay, so it is MKB.
He's very close to picking that one up.
And that is a very high damage item, too.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know, man. They didn't get racks.
No, they've not lost a single set. They're still hanging on here, Empire.
That's got to be a little bit worrisome for MFF. Like, they've been maintaining very good control of the game for the last, I'd say, 25 minutes or so, maybe even longer than that. But the problem is, again, their team is not really built for high ground. That's their biggest hurdle. Although they are smoked up here, they do have YapzOr's insane Night Stalker Aghanim's vision to help them set up an ideal fight.
Love to try and find Silent, of course, but it's quite a hard one to go on with the Reincarnate. Silent's actually going to walk into the side of Freedom Fighters here. They're going to spot him out, and straight away they'll jump in. They won't want to throw out too much here on round 1 because they know he's coming back for round 2.
Well, they're kind of isolated from him right now. They need to help him.
Yeah, straight up Static Storm here. Silent still alive. Glimmer caped up as well. Hasn't gone down yet. Will finally be dropped there. He'll fall here. 76 seconds on the sidelines. And now it's a question of whether MFF can find more. And this may be the fight that will put them in a very close proximity to taking this game. 3 heroes that have been removed. There is the Aegis, of course, on Yoki, but he's glimpsed back. They had vision up there. They will take him down, reclaim the gem. And now they'll just move forward and look to take some of this base. At least get the mid-racks. This is a good amount of time. The Empire on the sidelines, and they don't have buybacks available on any of these heroes. And GG is called. That was the fight that MFF needed to push Empire over the edge. 38-12. Empire holding on admirably. But at the end of the day, Freedom Fighters just kind of had it sorted from the start.
Yeah, I mean, it was just non-stop aggression. We talked about the support Night Stalker and how their timing for Monkey Freedom Fighters would probably be a bit earlier than what Empire were able to field because they needed the Rubik level 6. They needed the Ogre Magi to get a handful of levels. The irony of this game is that Galblack died way more than Aloha Dance died.
Yes.
Like, Galblack just seemed to find the gank every single time. And that's a bit unfortunate for him. But as I was saying, it was pretty much MFF all the way. There were some times...
it was really impressive for that. I mean, going into this as well, after we saw Empire yesterday, I'm impressed by Freedom Fighters' performance there. They've really stepped it up.
I think the biggest thing to note for this game in particular is every single engagement just seemed to start off by Empire getting a hero picked off. You know, like how many fights did we really see where it was 5 versus 5? And a lot of that is, again, because of Disruptor, because of the Night Stalker, especially once YapzOr got Aghanims, it just seemed so easy for them to exploit the vision advantage and just say, okay, well, we glimpse one hero back, he's dead. We catch Silent, and we isolate him with an Ice Shard. The rest of the team couldn't get to him. Last fight was a perfect picture of pretty much what they were doing the whole game. They couldn't help him, and Silent actually has 2 lives. So when you can't help your Wraith King, you got a hard time.
Absolutely, and of course, I'm sure Empire will be bringing the big guns for Game 2 to try and take a match back against the side of Freedom Fighters. 2-game series, of course, and we will have Game 2 right round the corner. But for the time being, we're going to send you over to a quick advert break and then our panel.